Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Darren, and we got some more information from Blizzard. Now this video, this discussion topic is going to be on the possibility that Legion might be the last expansion. I'm not saying that it is going to be, there's no fact or confirmation that it is, but there's a lot of theory behind that it could be. And this is something that I shopped an idea about with my friends when we were all leveling in Legion. I thought about it, when you think about it, some of the plot topics and just some of the ideas, how everything is like coming together in Legion, how it's building up to some big climax, like the biggest expansion that also includes other pieces of expansions in this one. It almost sounds like the final hurrah in a way, and I'm just going to talk a little bit about it in this video. First of all, we got some news from Blizzard themselves. This is something the MMO champion forums were able to take and dissect, and some were able to point out some reasons why we might be getting the last expansion. So, the big news is Tom Chilton is switching projects. He isn't leaving Blizzard, but he is no longer going to be working on World of Warcraft team as the game director. Instead, Ion Hazakostas is going to be taken over. Now, all of you know Ion, I'm pretty sure you've seen this guy around. He was one of the guys presenting Legion as an expansion in the past. But I was on Talus stream, and the chat was like, no, this is over, WoW is dead, just on its own. Of course, it's all fun and games, but it is kind of sad to see some of the recognizable names in the WoW development leaving. First of all, we had the big boss himself, Chris Metzen, leave, and now Tom Chilton is leaving as well. His message, which I'll have a link for off of MMO Champion, basically says, great time working with everybody. He's very excited to see how the players are going to take on the patch 7.1. Legion has been a project full of excitement, sadness, and gratitude are the three things that he pointed out, and basically big farewell to everybody. He just bid everybody an adieu. MMO Champion took the post and they just had a strain of conversations back to back to back, and it seems like a lot of people got on the idea and have chopped the idea in the head that maybe, just maybe, Legion could be the very last expansion. And this is some of the thoughts. I have the whole link right here. I'll have that for you guys to read as well. I have the part that everybody's talking about with the spoilers below. First of all, MMO Champion had this to work with, and this is something I kind of agree with the MMO Champion on the forums. Blizzard has had other successes besides World of Warcraft. You know, take a look at some of the biggest successes that they had. First one, the most recent one, is Overwatch. Overwatch took the Team Fortress 2 style of game and brought it to just about everybody. No matter if you're a casual player, no matter if you're a hardcore player, this game united so many people. Big success with Overwatch. They also had success with Hearthstone. I didn't really know that many games besides Magic that were doing PC game, or I guess a game as a card game. A game for a device, PC, tablet, phone, but it's a card game. Only Magic the Gathering have done it in the past, and while they have been able to be successful within their own crowds, I remember Magic the Gathering being popular only to a certain few. But once Hearthstone came out, literally friends from high school were playing Hearthstone. So Blizzard have done well in a Team Fortress style MOBA brawler hero shooter. They've done well in a card game. And they've also done pretty well with Heroes of the Storm. While Heroes of the Storm isn't the biggest success compared to like League of Legends, I don't think anything will ever be able to compete with League. But Heroes is still a pretty successful game. People are playing it, and people are playing it in masses. There are tournaments for it, and teams are lining up to play, whether it's in US, whether it's in EU. And I'm pretty sure the US team last time for BlizzCon actually went overseas, over maybe China actually, to play over there. I could be wrong on that one, but Heroes of the Storm is still a successful game. So Blizzard, beside MMOs, have done really well in a MOBA, hero shooter, card game. MMOs have also been on a decline when you look at it. Not that many MMOs are out there right now that are popular. The only ones that are popular now, I think WoW is the #1 still, most subscribed game. Actually, I guess a game with most players as an MMO. Then we have the Final Fantasy MMO. We had so many iterations of other MMOs. There's Blade and Soul. I'm not sure how popular it is in US anymore. I know it's pretty popular overseas still to this day. We had games like Rift that tried to trump WoW. We had games like what's that? It's like a really kiddie animation game, MMO. God, it has like space things. WildStar, that's what it was. I actually spent like 5 minutes just now trying to I couldn't remember the name. WildStar, is that dead of an MMO right now? I couldn't find it anywhere. You know what I had to go look for? I had to go look for MMOs with housing system, because that game literally had no good redeemable qualities except the housing system. God damn. I feel like it's almost objective to say that MMOs haven't been doing as amazing as they were when they first started. World of Warcraft will never be as good as it was in terms of sub numbers, like it was in Wrath. And I remember there was a lot of MMOs that were made just to see if they can trump WoW, if they can cash in on the WoW hype. And a lot of those MMOs are dead these days. Either dead or dying or not doing all that well, and there's a cash up of some sort and they're free to play. They usually go free to play after they haven't been that successful. Some MMOs actually have done better as a free to play model in terms of making the money back as best as they can and earning a profit. But not all of them have stayed with a sub model, which is something WoW is still doing to this day. But MMOs definitely are at a decline. I think there's not too much to argue there. The current generation of gamers is just interested in other style of games. Maybe MMO genre will come back if we get some really cool new fresh ideas. But currently World of Warcraft is doing basically everything that you would expect out of an MMO to do. They're doing everything that was liked out of any MMO. And they do the tap targeting system for fighting very well, in my opinion. That's what really keeps it afloat. Now, this part I gotta really emphasize before I go on. There will be spoilers in this video, so if you are at this point right now, we're in the video, and you don't want to have possible spoilers for future end of the expansion revealed to you right now and would rather check it out for yourself as the expansion goes on, I would leave the video right here. Illidan's arc, with Illidan being the son or the child of light or something, is coming to a climax. We are getting to the point where in 7.1 might be able to find Illidan and he'll assume his position, and maybe then we'll be able to drive the demons back. We're also killing off a lot of Azeroth's old gods. We are killing off old gods, like actual old technical gods, as well as we have Ysero who died, we have Ursoc who died, scenarios that falls to the corruption as seen in the Emerald Doom raid. The Death Knight story for the Order Hall prepares for the literal end of life as we know it, and demon hunters keep yammering on about massive sacrifices. So we are killing off all the cool things, all the big bosses, all the protectors and the aggressors of Azeroth. We've killed just about every single big boss so far, from Lich King, Deathwing, Illidan came back. And another thing that we also have is Sargeras, whatever the hell you want to call it, because actually in the World of Warcraft 3, they call them two different ways. Sargeras is going to be the last boss of the expansion, no doubt. That isn't something that is new to us. They are a Tomb of Sargeras, the demons are coming back. Who is going to be born back? Obviously Sargeras, because there's no other biggest aggressor than that. I mean, we could go and kill off all the other demons that we've killed off. Hecondrius, Jaraxxus, Archimon. I mean, we killed them already, so I mean, we could go back and kill off all those demons again, but chances are we are going to finally see Sargeras. And how will we defeat him? He is the Titan. I don't think we actually ever fought actual Titans in a game. He's the last remaining Titan as far as we know. The lore suggests that he killed off the other Titans, and he was the only one alive, but he is part demon, so when he got killed, it was only his avatar, and there's a whole big story on that, so you can read up a lore wiki. I'm pretty sure literally wiki Sargeras, you have the whole story of him there. But the question is, how do we defeat Sargeras? And if you've actually been following the Illidan story, the Illidan story actually follows us when he was just a mage, and then when he goes to become the demon hunter, and then we are actually playing as Illidan when we're fighting in Black Temple, and it goes through the whole story where he talks about sacrifices and more sacrifices. It's all about sacrificing for Illidan to save the world, which is ironic because some of the sacrifices that he makes kill people around him. So while yes, you are sacrificing everything to fight the threat, when you sacrifice everything so you can defeat everything that's killing you, what do you really gain? So Illidan might be on the whole topic of sacrifices, and hey, there's a bunch of champions with all these powered up weapons and toys, and what if he sacrifices all of them, gains the power of Sargeras, fights Sargeras, Sargeras is dead, most of Azeroth is wiped out, all the champions are gone, and it's done. It's done. Well, that's what basically the thoughts that the MMO champion community is having. This is some of my thoughts right now, and my thoughts are not really lore specific, but they're kind of like the thematic specific. So this is going to be kind of walk away from the lore route we've seen so far. With Legion as an expansion, we have the remnants of BC expansion with Illidan being brought back. We also have a little bit remnants of Wrath brought in with Valkia, the Valahar, a little bit of that story. So we have remnants of other expansion playing a part in Legion. So it's like part of the stories that were built up in the past are now playing the story now. The Emerald Dream is something players have wanted to see for a while. There've been like early possible footages of it in the past, and they got incorporated into the Emerald Dream. and you were able to finally see it. So we have BC goodness, we have Wrath goodness, the Emerald Dream, and the Nightmare on top of it. It's like some kind of a nerd sundae. It's a fucking ice cream sundae with all the favorite parts and sprinkled with a little bit of the Emerald Nightmare on top. Night Elves, we have another Night Elf story. People like elves. I don't know why in World of Warcraft, but people like elves. And when we have the Nightfallen story, which is so good, it's another one of those like almost redemption-y stories, like this whole, oh, we're so powerful, but the powerful make a misstep. Oh, it's so good. We're getting all these amazing weapons, from the Ashbringer to the pieces of the Frostmourne to what are some of the lesser known? The Kael'thas sword given to fire mages. The Scepter of, I think, Surgeras given to Destruction Warlocks. Like, these are some of the coolest weapons ever. The Windrunner's bow from the, not Sylvanas Windrunner, but the other sister Windrunner. That's what marksman hunters get. Daggers of Gorona for assassination rogues. I mean, come on. Like, they just keep building and building and building. So many cool things. And we get all these weapons. While it is a little bit weird at first that, hey, you know, everybody gets a special weapon, so everybody's technically a special snowflake, but we are getting all these cool weapons. So it's like, wow, we have all these parts of good expansions. We have Night Elves, we have Emerald Dream and Nightmare, we have all these cool weapons. What more can we get? And we're also bringing back old zones. One of the things that people talked about before is, why can't we just go back to old zones and give them a reason? And they did. Monks have basically the old zone where you started in the game. You get to reuse it. Death Knights, you get to reuse those. You got cool new zones for rogues, like the Dalaran Sewers. I guess it's somewhat reused, but also new in a way. So that's being reused. We got mages, we got shamans in the Maelstrom, we got warlocks in like space. We got paladins in the Undercroft, like the culty Undercroft. We got the whole Naru story and the priests and like this Naru-esque thing. I don't even know what the building is called, to be honest. We have druids in like this Dream Grove, and it's so cool. Hunters in the, like, all these cool. We also the quests that people have had to go just to get the weapons. Some of them went back to old zones, and our the whole quest take you back to old zones, new zones, and take you kind of all over the place. So we're basically reusing all of the aspects of the game that we had in the past, and it almost makes me think like we're getting ready together for a final hurrah. We gathering everybody, we're getting the best things, the best loot, the best everything for a final push. I mean, I can't really see it go better from there. It'll be amazing if there is another expansion that goes better from there, and there's a possibility for that. I will make a video on that. It will be crazy if it just ends, because it almost will feel right, because it's like we gathering all this amazing goodness, and on top of that, Varian is dead. Can we really see Alliance continue forward with Anduin? With Sylvanas, on the other hand, for the Horde, we wanted Sylvanas to be a leader for a while. We wanted for her to do something crazy. So I think with Sylvanas it is possible, and it might actually get Thrall back to the Horde for whatever reasons. But Varian, he is dead. I don't really know how we can continue playing the game with Anduin. At least I can't personally imagine us playing and Alliance are just like, oh, Anduin, my king. It's more like, hey, he's just some nerd, just some teenager with daddy issues or whatever. So that's a possibility of why I think it could be the last expansion, because it seems like we might be getting together for one final hurrah. I don't really see where we could go from there. I am going to make a video talking about what are some of the other possibilities for an expansion. There's one in particular that I have in mind. I'm not going to talk about here. I will talk about it in the next video. But what are your thoughts, guys, about if Legion were to be the very, very last expansion for World of Warcraft? What would you say? What are your comments? Just respond with your comments. What are your thoughts on it? Do you think it might be the last expansion? Why or why not? I'd like to hear it. But also, if you think there will be more expansions, I'd like to hear some ideas from you guys. Until then, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let me know everything in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. Hope to hear your responses soon. My name is Dal, and I'll see you guys in the next video.